Okay, here's another game of League of Legends coming your way, this time in Flex Queue. Okay, I'm on the fence on how to refer to this. I queued up legitimately as Fill, so I'm not quite auto-filled support, but I am filled support, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway, support. So, three candidates. Number 1, Alistar. Number 2, Nami. And number 3, Taric. Question is, which of those three will I choose? So, you want someone who can interrupt her relatively quickly. The headbutt pulverize is pretty nice. Actually, I could look into going on offensive support here. With Karthus on the field, Karma is looking very tempting. With him taken off the field, she's back on the bench. So, dive comp, we're going to the Gem Knight.
That glimmer of hope you see, that's me.
And now you know. The more you know. So anyway... I don't know how tanky Taric gets to know if Unyielding's actually good on him, because you do get bonus armor through your... W? Yeah, W Bastion. I was trying to remember which one is which. It Q's the heal. They try to keep him somewhat similar in terms of buttons as to how he used to be, except W's Bastion instead of Shatter. And I don't even know what either one of his ults is called. I don't remember what the old one was, and I don't know what the new one is called. So yeah, they're going to be diving, so Alistar and Taric would be the two best picks. As for the page here, I'm going to be going for the coin, so it really doesn't matter as long as I have attack speed. Or not attack speed, AP. So I'm going for the attack speed here, just hoping I can get a little bit more out of my passive, but we'll see. Overall, we have a pretty weak composition, all things considered, but maybe we can win. You never know. In case you're wondering, Garen and Ivia is a nightmare matchup for Garen. As soon as she hits level 6, that's pretty much it for him. He has no more kill potential. He can probably not farm that much anymore, if even at all. But yeah. Two plats. Now, I believe Jax can actually block the entire Clud W with his E, but I'm not 100% on that. I also don't know how long the W lasts for Clud, if it's 3 seconds or what, because Counter-Strike only lasts 2, I want to say. Also, what's kind of interesting is she's running this. That's going to be a little annoying, but my W will help offset some of that. His sapling should run him out of mana before I have any problems with my W, and we'll have to see if he goes for the coin or the Targons. Overall, I'd say the wise thing would be going for the coin, and I'm going to have to mute the microphone for a second because my brothers just showed up. You might hear them in the background. I'm going to hold off as long as I can because I want to explain how Taric works, since he has been reworked since I last played him, which was 2-3 years ago? Yeah. So we have double wind speakers. I don't know what all he's going to build. Overall, I can use the sensor better than him because I believe the Taric heal is AoE. He can only shield one person at a time. I don't know if I'm going to go Redemption, but Knight's Vow is probably going to be a must this game, since Rengar and Kled are going to be jumping Ashe. Trying to think of what all would work. I don't know about Zeke's Convergence. I don't know what all has changed on that item recently to know if that will actually kite them a bit. Overall, I do have to say the whole Garen mid probably did screw us. Okay, sorry for the bait and switch, but the rest of this game will be in the form of a post-game commentary. And I know the reason, well, the question you guys are asking. Why? Well, all chat gets really, really, really bad this game, and how bad, you ask? So bad I kind of did join in on it. Unfortunately, my rage was more directed at Ashe rather than anything, but you'll see what I mean. So anyway, Taric. If all goes according to plan, I'll have spliced in all the way up to the loading screen until now, so I got to say what I wanted to say. Right here, Garen apologized in chat saying he meant to click Galio, but he clicked Garen instead. I don't know, but we'll just roll with it. Otherwise, let's jump over to Ivern real fast, because this is something you don't see very often. So real quick, going over here, I believe his ward was spotted, and Rengar decides to follow him in. Now, Ivern is extremely weak early, so the Rengar should win. You can see he's at half health, and it's not really that bad, because if he can get the red buff, which he might not, I don't know. If you could get the red, then it's not going to be a big deal. He may go for their red. I wasn't really paying attention to him because I was trying to explain how Taric worked, and we'll do that real fast. No leash is necessary because Ivern, he's one of those guys who doesn't need one. In case you're wondering, a Mumu can get by without one if you start on the chicken side. Kayn doesn't need one. Ivern, Shaco. There's a few that are leashless, and I'm looking... I don't really want to make any promises, but I am considering doing a Shaco game next time I get auto-filled jungle. Well, not autofill, but just filled in general. In case you're wondering, yes, I was filled mid once today. It was a game where the enemy support never connected, so it was literally like 45 seconds or whatever. Well, it wasn't 45, it was like the 3-minute mark as soon as the offer was open and went through. So anyway, let's explain how Taric works. Your passive is Bravado. Your next two basic attacks will, well, after casting a spell, your next two basic attacks deal bonus damage, scaling off your armor. And they reduce the cooldowns on your spells by 1 second. Now, unfortunately, that 1 second thing does scale with your CDR, so say you have 10% CDR, then it's only 0.9 instead of 1. It's not like Karma where it's a flat amount, unfortunately. And that's like one of the drawbacks to playing Taric, but you still have very much good reason to build some... right here is where things go belly up. So I should have stopped as soon as they dodged the Dazzle, but yeah. So right here we trade AD carries. And there you have it. So that's how Bravado works. And then they mention here, Q is Starlight's Touch. This expends all charges, it's very pricey, and the charges come slowly on their own. But you heal enemy champions off a base amount, scaling off of your AP and your max health. And I want to say that this is AoE, which is why I do build the Ardent Censor. I don't build it at first because I was thinking, hey, Ivern's going to do it, but Ivern does a lot of weird shit this game, so eventually I throw in the towel on him and just do my own thing. Spoiler. So anyway, when Bravado is activated, well, whenever you do a Bravado attack, this automatically gives you a charge of Starlight's Touch. So you can do like W, that'll give you Bravado, swing twice, gives you 2 charges of this, and as for the charges themselves, it scales with the rank of the move. So rank 1 Q only has 1 charge max, rank 2 will have 2, 3, 3, and all the way up to 5. So this can be a pretty impressive heal late game, but not so much early. We will be maxing this first, by the way, because you want to access those charges as soon as possible. They can very much turn a fight around. W is Bastion, formerly Shatter. That's the only spell I really remember of his, the original name that is. Right there I did block the Misfortune double up. So this has the passive effect of increasing armor. I believe it's both people, but I know Taric at least gets this. Scales off 10% of his armor, and there's some sort of ratio. I don't know if it's based off of the rank of the move, or like if it changes as Taric levels up. I'm completely in the dark there. By the way, Ivern died, if you didn't see. So, Maokai is seen on double buffs. Active effect is you shield an ally. It's an actual proper shield these days. It's not just an armor steroid. and the amount it shields for is based off of your max health. So E is Dazzle. This used to be a targeted ability, but now it's a short range, essentially melee skill shot. You will telegraph an area in front of you, right there. If the enemy does not get out of there in time, then they get stunned, and it also works off of the target you have bastioned, so it's kind of like Glitter Lance in that regard. Overall, I do prefer the old Dazzle just because of reliability. This one sucks in League of Mobility, but the old one at least had that going for it. And then your ult is Cosmic Radiance. I don't remember what it used to be called. Dazzle is the same name, by the way. As far as I know, it's the only one that's the same. In case you're wondering, once upon a time, Taric had a passive that gave him mana back whenever he auto-attacked, and then they changed it. So it's not his first rework, by the way. Finally, your ult is Cosmic Radiance. After a delay, you and the target you have bastioned will become invulnerable. The allies within a certain radius will also receive the effect, but it's not really anything special. Well, I say that, but you'll see a really clutch teamfight where this does come into play. It's just this game's a bit of a stomp. As I mentioned, I chose Taric here because I'm anticipating dives from the enemy team. Basically, Kled, Rengar, and Maokai jumping to our back line. I want to shut them down. But I end up using Cosmic Radiance offensively, so just a heads up. Anyway, that's everything that I have to say. It only took me 6 minutes to get it all out. And the main problem I have with Ashe here is she burns through her mana extremely fast. Right here I'm watching Misfortune to make sure she recalls. As soon as she's gone, I'm going to move in on Maokai. He kind of gets the memo that I'm going to do this. So at the very least I get my Bandit gold. He gets his. So I don't have like a way to protect her early. That's the best way to describe it. Bastion has a base 15-second cooldown. I have 10% CDR with my coin and the 1 mastery. So I have it down to 13.5 compared to his saplings, which I believe are 10 seconds. So in case you're wondering, I dazzled right there just so we could kill the cannon because we need to get out of here fast. MF has come back with a BF sword. We need to make ourselves scarce. So while we wait, can we actually see how many... He has 2 unique kills. Jax and Ivern, apparently. Anyway. Back to me. On this back, I went ahead and grabbed a Nomad's Medallion. I actually did have enough to get the whole Sightstones, just I wanted boots so I can try to line up Dazzle a little bit better. Overall, the wards aren't really going to be too helpful for us. Because, for one, Nivea's not going to roam, and 2, if Rengar is going to gank us, he's probably going to be stealth when he does so. In which case, it's not going to matter. Wards, in this case, are going to be more helpful for, like, the mid-game, so we can try to control certain areas and maybe catch someone off guard, that type of thing. So right here, I tried to body block the Maokai ult. And you can see Garen got kind of messed up because he's going for the lethality build. He has his Dirk, and I think he goes Ghostblade first. Don't really remember. So one thing I wasn't really paying attention to is I could have actually looked to take the blue buff because Ivern leaves a copy behind and Garen can't use it. So overall, I'm not really a fan of this back because I only have like 500 gold. So what I do is I do get the Sightstone, and I grab a pink ward, which I plan on putting the Tri-Brush behind us just in case Rengar comes from that way. I don't even know if you can see him with the pink wards or not. It's just eventuality, catch-all, whatever you want to call it. So right here I wanted to cut to this because I was watching this as I was going back into lane. Ivern seriously walked into both of them. He's a support. These two will kill him one-on-one, let alone him versus both of them. And that's heartbreaking, man. So, right there, and splat he goes. That's enough about them. Back to me. So can we actually see how much gold I'm getting from this? I have 500, he has about 400. And Maokai support's whole gimmick is just the whole brush and crap. I kind of wanted to steer them into the minions so that we could try to force him into pushing. It's just Ashe does not accommodate this. So right here I try to set those up for her. I end up taking these, by the way, because I'm trying to get her out so we can get Ivern. But, yeah. So yeah, unfortunately the Arcane Smash slowed me down, which allows them to get the kills. And this is pretty much the moment where I've written off Ivern. Yeah, I know a lot of Iverns do that, I just don't know why. I'm more of a Q-Max guy if you've seen the other games. By the way, Ashe and I are up, we're on our way here, but right there, Kled kills Ivern, Maokai dies to Jax, and then Rengar kills Jax. So right here is when Ashe finally pissed me off. So, watch this. I'm gonna go into slow motion when the time comes, because this is so horrible. So right there, go on him, knock him off his mount, and now, right here, if she had been closer, she could have just autoed that once, and we would have had it. One auto would have given us a dragon. We would have actually stolen it from Rengar. Not this Ashe. So I was pissed off enough against her to intentionally take that from her. That was not an accidental kill steal. That was me PO'd. So right here with the blue buff, I can go ahead and actually spam spells more. But yeah, if she actually had enough courage to stand next to me, near the Rengar who had no cooldowns at the time. Free Dragon, we would have gotten a kill off him afterwards, but not her. So right here I'm trying to push this in. And now, pay attention to how Misfortune moves, and look at Rengar on the minimap. As soon as I saw her standing there, I knew he's headed right here. So I'm coming up here to ward. Guess what happens? And then Ashe starts raging over me because she was too stupid to see this gank coming. So right here, she's actually raging at me in a chat, and I'd go ahead and mention her. It was not any more obvious. If she is here alone, not actually hiding behind the tower in the corner or anything, she has reinforcements. If you get killed there, it's because you're a dumbass. Period. And unfortunately the Ashe stuff just gets worse. Now that I think about it, is this becoming a bit of a recurring theme for this game? Well, just me playing supports in general, my AD carry is kinda bad and I have to focus on the other guys. So right there I finished Shurelya's because we need the mobility. With a Ivern, a Jax, a Garen, we have to get on top of them. So jumping her real fast, she could have used that. Generally when you don't have vision in the jungle, that's a good idea to do. Instead, she does that. Especially when there's a Rengar on the field who can jump on you. So right here, Rengar is the scary one, hence why I focus him. Wait for it. So yes, I go down, but I force them to use a lot. And as a result, we can go ahead and clean them up. Sadly, I didn't get an assist off Rengar. Maokai I did because I hit him with my hammer. And here, Jax screws up. He should have just stuck to Kled. So unfortunately, I'm not going to show you both sides of this. Just be aware, there's Jax chasing her all the way to spawn, and then this. So right here, Garen does this masterful bait, and Ashe just need to sit there and trade with him because he's eventually going to run out of stuff, and then she's going to kill him. Luckily, she still does pull it off. Okay, I thought they chased her further than that, but... Here I am, back in base. Going ahead and picking up a ruby crystal because I want the Knight's Vow so that I can give Ashe a little bit of protection. Even though she doesn't deserve it, yes, I will try to protect her. I'll keep the Knights permanently on her, but the Bastion I move around in case you're wondering. So right here we get 13 armor. It's at rank 2, so it's 12.5% of my armor. They go ahead and kill Rengar. And right here, I was legitimately confused on why she's recalling right now. This, I'd have to say, is stupid mistake number 3. So I cannot save this tower. And the thing is, my stuff is coming up. I have my items and everything. All she really has to do is just sit here and poke this. I mean, I could stand out in front with Bastion and freeze this to a certain degree. Nope, not Ashe. So anyway, right there I was using Point Runner to get the hell out of dodge. My pink ward is toast. And I'm looping around over here because Garen's coming from this way, and I was hoping that we could try to collapse on them. I do get slowed. So right there I gave him the Bastion, I dazzled MF. And then we're still going. So I'm giving our Bastion over to Garen so that he could get me the dazzle in range of Maokai. And I was hoping he'd keep going, but he doesn't. What's worse is he tries to recall in front of minions. Because right here they are going to go ahead and take the inhib. So this is when Ashe starts cursing out everyone. I'm coming around this way, by the way. So I'm thinking if I can try to flank them with a dazzle from behind, easy kills for Jax and Garen. So no assist for me because it did not connect, and the Bastion was already on Garen. So right here we're pinging Cloud Dragon, as in, hey, it'd be really cool to get this since we have an immobile AD carry, giving her some attack, some movement speed would help. I'm immobile, Ivern's immobile, to a certain degree, Garen's immobile. This Cloud Dragon seems like a really good idea. So what ends up happening is they go for the mid lane instead. And while I'm slowly wailing on this, luckily they do come around. Not her, though. We get the Misfortune ult too, which is even sweeter. So that's still a 2-minute cooldown because she only has the rank 1, she's level 10. So right here I'm joining up with Ashe because I want to get this. So Crystal Arrow connects, Dazzle connects, right here I'm wailing on her with Bravado. Rengar's on his way, if you look at the minimap, I knew he was coming unfortunately. So right here I save the exhaust for him, Dazzle him for Ashe. And here's Kled. So right there we do use my ult on everyone, but we don't really get much for it. I mean, I don't count getting Kled's mount as much. But then the tower goes down, we kill Kled, I dazzle Maokai, and I don't know if we got a Nivea, but that was almost an ace. So right here, they, for some reason, decided to stick around when in reality, we're in horrible shape. Ashe is I'm essentially Ivern's out of health. It's basically a recipe for disaster. Yeah. So anyway, Knight's Vow has been acquired. I go ahead and put this on Ashe. If you don't know how this works, I heal as she damages stuff, and I block some of the damage she takes. Neat thing though is the damage redirection and the healing is not reduced since I am melee. That's that last little tenet at the end. But this gives health, it gives armor, which are two stats Taric loves. So I'm also giving 18 armor, I believe, and then this is an even bigger heal now. So it looks like it's base 30 no matter what. It's just by ranking it up you get more charges. So right here we have a little bit of a game of cat and mouse between me and Kled. He's looking to clear out both wards. Ashe wants the red buff. I thought he was coming for red, but he doesn't follow through. So remember, only Ivern can get those. And I wanted to see this. He did get him. Damn. Just noticed he has runic echoes. So there goes Anivia. And we just pile on our CC. Crystal Arrow and a Counter Strike and a Dazzle. She is not going anywhere. Her egg got scrambled and we are free to move forward. So real quick, one of those things you're probably curious about. Next up is an Infernal Dragon. So we want to make sure we get that one. So real quick, I can teach you guys a neat little trick for Taric if you want to. So if I would say I wanted to shield Ashe there and she's in the middle of our team, if I have the Bastion on her already, if you self-shield, it will actually shield her too. So you'll see this come into play late game when we're sieging a tower where all the guys are around her. I just shield myself and it works. So right there he does dodge my Dazzle, but I still hit him for the assist. And right here the inhibitor finally falls. So I go ahead and kill her just because I was trying to save it. Vision mailed, yada yada yada. And chat, she's saying worth. To a certain degree it kind of is. I mean, that is a 20-minute inhibitor. And I did not think we could actually take the Baron this early. We do have to use Daisy for it though. So right here I'm trying to use the Bravado as much as possible to get my stuff off cooldown. It's pretty much down to that and the Ivern shields. Green Fathers would be helpful, but I'd rather have Bandit. So right there we kill Anivia, lose Garen. And we make it out. So right there, Ivern has two of the components for his Ardent Censor. I went ahead and picked up Swifties there because I want to get through the Anivia slows, maybe like a Rengar Bola, that type of stuff. And then I went ahead and grabbed the Forbidden Idol because I'm planning to build towards it myself. So for Taric, there really are two ways to build him. You may as well enjoy it because Riot's going to kill that sooner or later. We can either go for an AP type build, which is what I'm going for here, or you could embrace the whole tankiness and go for a more powerful Bastion and stuff. So in case you're wondering about the whole Bastion build, you want Knight's Vow, you're probably going to want the Locket of the Iron Solari. Zeke's Convergence is not necessarily a bad pickup, it's just I don't know if that gives you a lot of health or anything. For that one, in order to actually get health out of the Locket, you're probably going to be forced to negate the Redemption. And here's the Martyr move. So right there, I healed myself. I pull their Exhaust of all things. Dropping Dazzle behind me, and I'm just going to keep spamming Bastion in the back line. So I'm just racking up assists here. And they burned everything on me. Literally everything. Summoner spells, you name it. I survived with 40 hit points. Got out of there burning my flash, yes. And part of the reason why I did survive is Ashe did save me with the whole healing thing right there. You notice I healed 826 hit points. Half of that was from this previous fight. So I got 400 health from her just letting loose in the middle of the enemy team. So right here I was kind of hoping we could get the Infernal. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get this because you notice they're coming up. Home guards are enabled. But we're stronger than I realized. So right here we're making a beeline for the Infernal Dragon. And keep in mind, the Shurelyas that I have here is making Ashe faster when she's racing towards me. And the topic of the Bastion build, if you go for that, you do not want the coin, you're going to want the Targons. You probably also do not want to run Wind Speakers, you'll probably want Courage of the Colossus, or at the very least, Stoneborn Pact. It's just, hey, Censor is still broken, let's go ahead and abuse it. And the topic of which I now have it. So this no longer heals, it just gives me the attack speed also and the increased damage. It also makes my shield a little bit bigger, so there is that. So right here Jack's saying, "Oh, I got top, don't worry about it, you guys go bot." And judging from my tone, you can probably guess how this is going to play out. So I was hoping to stun the siege minion, or the... whatever you want to call the minion there. Dropping some wards as I run. And you can see Maokai really doesn't hurt anymore. And the funny thing is, I don't even have MR. I only have armor. Should also point out, if you didn't know, Shurelya's does give armor since the Raptor Cloak is a component of it.
Purple team's inhibitors respawn soon.
So right here, I wasn't sure if they were coming for us, which is why I'm hanging back a bit. But right here, use Bravado, use the Ardent Censor. Goes down. So right here, it's pretty obvious they're going to go for mid. As such, we're going to recall and try to collapse on them there. Jax is going to lose some health. But he's safe. So right here, I give Ashe the Bastion. I use Dazzle, but miss. Right here, I was expecting them to go all in and turn around, so I pop my ult. Pop my Shurelyas. I exhaust Anivia. And that pretty much just takes her out of the fight. I got her Ignite, so I'm cool with that. Right here I dazzle, or I try to dazzle the Mao, but he got out. By the way, I notice Ashe has Tabby. So yeah, some of them did recall right next to us, but the thing is, getting the tower takes priority. Dropping a ward there so we can see them coming. I was a little on the fence on whether Ivern would be safe or not. And here's that siege moment where I was talking about trying to put Bastion on Ashe because giving her the attack speed is my goal. You can always self-shield. So the Zonia stops the Dazzle. Then we have to scramble her egg. Now Garen's in a bit of trouble here, but so I give him the Bastion. Ivern gave him the Trigger Seed also, and then I need to move the shield over to Ashe. Crystal Arrow whiffed, but we do land Dazzle on Pled. And I'm willing to tank the tower just so we can take Maokai out of the picture. I do get the kill, so I'm content with that. And this is pretty much the end. With double Ardent Censor plus my AoE heals, these are going to melt. We also have Daisy to tank for us. So right there, I just missed the dazzle. We go ahead and kill MF. And since the game's over, I go ahead and pop my ult. Ashe is going to flash on their base while invulnerable. And that's that. So I am dancing on their base, by the way. And from here, we're going to cut to the post-game. I'm probably going to mute it and talk over it because I was just literally dumbfounded with how everything played out. So I'll see you there in a second. So the part I had the most trouble believing was somehow, in some way... By the way, first of all, we're going to give this to Garen, since he did a pretty good job for having the wrong character. He didn't rage or anything, but that put us in series, who cares? The part I find hardest to believe is this was an S-rank Taric game. I cannot explain how, why, or anything. In terms of the graphs, I'm not really meant to deal damage. You can see Ivern actually did more than me. And I'm not really that high up in terms of damage taken because I went for that squishy Taric build like I said. I did manage to protect Ashe though, so that counts, right? So yeah, I was still pretty upset at this time, so that's why I muted it, but I'm out of here now. I'm the Hero of Light, thanks for watching, and goodbye.